So greetings to you. First of all, let me sip some mushroom coffee. Mushroom coffee, it keeps you obeying the law. Mushroom coffee, you will not be extradited. Mushroom coffee, you will not be indicted. Mushroom coffee, it's a PPP thing. I didn't memorize that. I didn't rehearse it. I just thought about it. Sometimes it's good to be spontaneous, if you know what I mean. So greetings to all of you, to all the lovely people watching right now. I see Reginald, I see Nina Singh, I see, what's this? C-Bus something, I see Patricia, I see Bibi, I see Abdul. Greetings to all of you. Today is a lovely day, isn't it? It's a lovely day. Yesterday, towards the end of the show, we've had some audio issues. I think it was the battery coupled with the fact that there was an internet issue. So let's make sure that it's not, it doesn't reoccur today, but I'll monitor it. If you're not hearing me, just let me know in the comment section so that I can correct the situation and we can continue with the show. You know what is surprising to me? And it is surprising. The reason why? It is because we are constantly told not to trust our local politicians. Don't trust the PPP, don't trust this one, don't trust that one. But in the same way, politicians themselves are telling us that we need to trust other politicians. And to be more specific, the American system. American governments, be it the Democrats or the Republicans, we're often told to trust them. I, for one, encourage Guyanese to show respect and support for the American people, not necessarily the governments, the people. Welcome to Uncensored Guyana. I'm Dr. L. Prasad. Well, the Mohammeds, they are encouraging people to launch whatever campaign they have to launch against my books. I am now going to officially ask the camp of Azruddin Muhammad to please go ahead and launch your campaign. Please go ahead and do it. I dare you, Azruddin, I dare you to tell people not to buy my books. I dare you. I dare the people of WIN, the supporters of WIN, because this is not a PNC thing anymore. PNC is no longer there. They've been dismantled. So you did it, Muhammad. You did it. Oh, it's not Jagdeo. It's not Jagdeo. It is Azruddin Muhammad. You managed to demolish Barnum's legacy. Good for you. Now, Tell your supporters. Don't send me messages on threats. Do your thing. Tell them don't buy my books. I am telling you to do it. Go ahead. I'm tired of your inbox threats. No, seriously, I'm tired of it. I'm getting bored with it. Do something that it is creative, man. Forget the old telling me stuff in my inbox. Forget that. Do something bold. Tell people don't go buy this fake Indian book. Don't support it on Amazon. Don't buy it if you see it in the stores. Tell them that. Be bold. Don't be a coward. Don't be a pussy. Be bold. Bold. I'll come back to that. Folks, Guyana is going to have its anniversary, independence anniversary, in about a week. Is it? Yeah, no, 2 weeks. Today is what, the 15th? In about 2 weeks. 26th of May. Independence. And the best that the Ethnic Relations Commission can come up with to observe 2026 independence of Guyana, the best they can come up with is to encourage young people, in their words, to write some poems and some songs. That's the best they could do. Imagine that. In a time when Guyana has migrated from the slavery of Bornum, the racism, the bigotry, the poverty, the hungriness. Even today, some of the supporters of Bornum are still suffering from hungry belliness, from stupidity. They still have the symptoms of the rice flour and the cassava flour. Whatever else it was there. They're still suffering from that. And the best, this organization that has never served the interest of Guyanese across racial lines. They've never served the interest of, I said it, the Indo-Guyanese. Never. The best they can do with taxpayers' money. You constitute them. Your parliament give them power. Is to have in 2026 modern Guyana, in the Guyana that Irfan Ali is building, the modern city, the smart city, is a fucking song contest with some poetry, hoping it would inspire a delinquent group of young people to do what? They come from homes that are cussing the government every day, blaming the government for the fact that their fathers and mothers are lazy, or for the fact that they come from several baby daddies and they can't identify with anyone. And you want them to write songs about loving each other? What kind of a gay shit is that? Poetry? In a country like Guyana, 2026. I don't have any recommendation. I'm criticizing the nonsense. You know, if I have to have a recommendation, you wouldn't like it. What would I recommend instead? You're paying them, not me. You, the Guyanese taxpayers, you are paying those brainiacs at the ERC that has all these resources at their disposal, and they couldn't do anything. Not to stop, to slow the social media online attacks against the good citizens of Guyana. Nothing. For the whole year, they couldn't do shit. And all they come up with to address future attacks is make some love songs and write some poems to each other. Okay, the blacks are going to write poems to the Indians, and the Indians are going to write poems to themselves. That's your money at work there. The genius of the ERC. Ethnic Relations Commission. Guyana is going to reach 60 years. And for Guyana's 60th birth anniversary, Guyana gets poetry and music. How would the music sound? Would it be chutney, reggae, rap, hip hop, Snoop Dogg, hip hop, Shah Rukh Khan, indie songs, gospel? What would it be? What would be the lyrics? We ain't giving up the brother Indian. We ain't giving up the sister African. We ain't giving up the Amerindian. That belongs to us. No more social media attacks. No more racial discrimination. No more calling each other black and coolie. Because Guyana belongs to we. For the song. For the poetry, oh, this is the black guy, the black young man writing to his Indian, can't write to another Indian man, a boy, girl. Oh, my darling Sunita, look upon me, your black neighbor. Remember, we sit in the same class in kindergarten, and now you go to St. Stanislaus, and I'm in the community college in Iflat. Oh, Sunita, how art thou not desirous of me? Come unto me, Sunita, so that I would not attack you and call you names because you don't find me attractive. How is Sunita supposed to respond to that? Poetry, right? And songs. Congratulations, ERC. You fuck up again. You fucked up again. Moving on. What I have against Lyndon is that stupidity is stupidity. Being an idiot or ignorant accompanies the curse of the name Lyndon. Wisma Lyndon or Lyndon Wisma, whatever. I've said before, if you want to remove the curse of Lyndon, you have to remove the name of Lyndon. You can't associate yourself with a gang leader, a terrorist, a head criminal, and expect the blessings to flow to you. You see, your identity is Lyndoners. You identify as being a criminal. So when the name Lyndon comes up, you go for a job. Where are you from? Lyndon? Okay. Red flags. You go to a man for his daughter. Where are you from? Lyndon? Oh, hell no. A woman, where are you from? Lyndon? I'm sorry. The point I'm making here, there's too much stigma, bad stigma that is attached to the name Lyndon because it represents a tyrant. It represents an evil man. It represents a man who has devastated and murdered people. Get rid of the name. Nothing good can come out of Linden as long as the name remains there. You say Wisma, but you still use Linden. It's still originally, officially on legal documents. Azruddin Mohammed spends most of his time in Linden, not just for the election stuff or post-election, pre-election. There's something about that area that he finds comfortable. His comfort zone is Linden. That's where he goes to find himself, to discover himself, to be gay, to be a criminal. That's where he goes. The other day, they found one of the persons who was wanted for murder, who shot himself, thanks to the universe. Wisma there in the area. It is alleged that Mohammed funds the Council of Linden, the PNC Council, funds it. But now there's a rebound effect because they don't want to leave. And he's supposed to control the town. They don't want to leave. So all this investment that Mohammed is making in Linden, he's trying to buy the communities, buy the people, the actual people. You want to buy everybody in Linden for whatever he's planning. For whatever he's planning, he can take over Linden as what? Create a separate region to have independence from the rest of Guyana. What he's trying to do like Venezuela. Venezuela takes Essequibo, he takes Linden. Then you have a three-country system. Is that what Mohammed is planning? To take over Linden, literally, physically take it over. Create uprising. Cause the people of Linden to protest, to ask for referendum because they want to be separate from the rest of the country, their own state. Is that what he is pushing for? Because he thinks that his extradition would stay at the CCJ forever? It's possible. It is possible. So in the meantime, he's working on his plan B. He wants to be president, so why not create an entire state that you yourself can lead? Be king. He has the money. Understand this. Mohammed has the physical cash to restructure the entire Region 10 region there and make it into his personal empire. He has the resources to do that. Yes, one man can do that. All he needs is absolute dominance and control. Create an army to counteract the Guyanese army, a military force, paramilitary, like they do in these other countries, Afghanistan and Libya and all these other Muslim countries that he gets inspiration from. Have a terrorist organization, do like Hamas, Hezbollah, but use Linden because you can't penetrate the Indo-Guyanese to achieve that. You can't. So he has to work with the blacks from Linden, run the PNC out, dismantle the PNC, pay some PNC operatives to leave the party, but don't join WIN because people might be suspicious. Go join the PPP. Distract them from the fact that I'm paying you to do this. Somebody is teaching, coaching, and showing him how to do this. So what's happening now is for you to gain control. What you have to do, dismantle the system. And since Azruddin dominated the elections in Linden, a town that He has more influence. What has been happening since then? Increase in crime. Increase in crime. A breakdown in law and order. A breakdown in respect, in community relations. A lot has happened negatively towards the direction of total destruction since Azzuddin Mohammed gained control of Linden, of Region 10. Now, why is that so? Because he wants to create chaos. I want to bring your attention more specifically to how his people, the scrapes and the scraps and the scrappos and the roaches are targeting the Ministry of Education. They're targeting the Ministry of Education. Remember recently, Azzuddin Mohammed began targeting Sonia Parag, the Minister of Education. Remember? He first targeted Priya Malik Jan. Now they stepped up their target against Sonia Parag. The strategy that they're using is to target the Ministry of Education. How? By trying to destroy the education system in Linden. Then to use that to say to the Lindeners and to the rest of the wider society, you see, because this is a Bornham town, because this is the town that has murdered and massacred and dismantled and robbed Indo-Guyanese from their livelihood and their lives, the PPP government has targeted Linden, and they have targeted the one thing that can liberate the Lindeners from the poverty, and that is education. Education. What are they doing? They're attacking the schools. There is literally no visible Indo-Guyanese or any other race besides the Chinese who want to risk their investment to be in Linden. Linden is dominated by black people, PNC people. A small sympathetic majority quietly and secretly supports the PPP. But the majority are the blacks who are against the PPP, and they crossed over to the Win Party. They are the ones who are terrorizing their own people. Can you imagine? Imagine this. Black people are conspiring to destroy, to burn down, to demolish schools, education facilities in Linden that serves their own fucking people. You can't make this shit up. This ain't pushing propaganda. This is a matter of fact. The blacks in Linden are conspiring and actually going through with their conspiracy plans to destroy school buildings, to burglarize, steal supplies that are meant for their fucking children in Linden. They're doing that. In the Indians from the East Coast or Essequibo or Berbice or wherever traveled to Linden to damage the school system so that the blacks would not have access to education, free education. No, it's in the Amerindians. It's the niggas themselves are doing it. Imagine their children. The government has invested hundreds of billions to provide free education, comfortable facility, care for the people of Linden and their children so they can get and be a part of the Guyanese dream, the Ali fortune, the Irfan Ali fortune. And the same people, the same Negroes in fucking Linden is destroying what the government has been doing for them. How the heck can you attack schools, man? Who the fuck does that? What can you actually steal from a school? Books? Okay. If you're stealing books because you have no access to books and you want to learn to read, and if you're caught, maybe the judge should sentence you to a library. That doesn't make it okay. But you're not stealing books. You're destroying the books, destroying the furniture, destroying the infrastructure. That's what you are doing. Why the fuck would you want to burn down a school building? What? You had a crush on some teacher that didn't give you a chance to fuck her? And you came out with a bitterness? Then they blame the government. Then it's Ali's fault when these people don't learn. Because they have damaged schools. They need supplies. Who's the minister? Sonia Parag, PPP. You see, she's racist. They're not doing good for Linden. You fuckers, you motherfuckers are destroying your own future by damaging your schools, burglarizing your schools, trying to burn your schools down because you want something to make the Ali government look bad. You and your fucking loser leader. He has never condemned what has been going on for a while in Linden regarding how they target the schools. He has never condemned it. Not even highlighting it. The most he does is to show the floods. Oh, look at the school here where our children have to learn. It's raining because Ali waved his hands and said, I want the rain to fall heavily in this black neighborhood to flood the fucking schools. Look, the government doesn't like these Negroes. But something as important as those people destroying school buildings, targeting schools, targeting teachers, making threats, stealing, damaging, as important as that, the opposition leader that has won his freedom to politic in Linden, they gave him that. It doesn't bother him because he is a part of it. He is a part of it. I believe that Azruddin Muhammad is sending these thugs, these scrappos and these scrapes and these fucking demons to destroy government facilities, school buildings, to target those areas because it is going to help him, Azruddin, and his political agenda in the upcoming regional elections. And also is going to help him to have content to expose, to say the government is neglecting these black areas. I believe Azruddin is behind what is happening with schools and the robberies in the Linden area. I believe he is behind it. He's a criminal mastermind. And right now he's on his last lap, clinging into a straw. So he wants to create as much damage as possible. Investigate his ties to these criminals. Catch them, interrogate them, lock their balls in a drawer, whip them, plug their titties as men with these things that can deliver electrical shocks, torture them fucking niggas so they will tell you who sent them, who's paying them. They will tell you, trust me, they'll tell you. And it will lead the fuck back to Azruddin Muhammad. The same thing, I believe that he is behind these gangs in Venezuela that are shooting on our soldiers in the Cayuni area. I believe he is behind these gangs. I don't think that the Venezuelan government is sending criminals to shoot on soldiers. They won't risk that. I believe it is organized, conspired with from Guyana, from elements in Guyana. because they want to destabilize. They want something to happen to pull a conflict, to distract the rest of the society from his own crimes, dealing with the extradition. So if he can pay people, organize criminals to fire 2 Guyanese soldiers, all they have to do is cross over with a boat. They don't need a plane for that. They could be criminals from Guyana, cross over with a boat, and then fire shots at the GDF soldiers. This don't have to be gangs from Venezuela. It could be fucking gangs right from Guyana doing that shit. Because they were told and hired to do that for an agenda. You think it's the Venezuelan? Okay, let's bomb the Venezuelans. This man is desperate. And all he's doing is further planning and executing dangerous plans against the Guyanese people to save his own dirty ass from extradition. But guess what, you fucker? Guess what? All your buddies. Remember you met with the Venezuelan ambassador? And shortly after that, your boss got kidnapped. As you say, they kidnapped Maduro. Well, you met with the Cuban ambassador, and look what happened. His boss would soon be indicted. His boss, the former president of Cuba. Soon. A matter of fact, they're already processing the papers. Indictment to go face charges to join Maduro in federal prison. Yes, you fucking ass. Exactly. Every ambassador you meet with, his presidents or former presidents, are going to prison. You're cursed. You better don't meet with the Guyanese ambassador. You better don't. You see, the American ambassador is avoiding you. So that's the thing. Guyanese that are standing with this asshole, this jerk, they took Maduro. He was a sitting president, controlled the entire system. Though he was indicted, though they wanted him, though they had a bounty on his head, he thought nobody could touch him because he is invincible. Look what happened. He's in prison. Same thing with the Cuban president, Raul Castro. He thought they can't touch him there in Cuba. Now he's indicted. And the whole protests begin. Cuba is facing collapse right now. They're protesting. The uprising began because the CIA director was there in Cuba. He was there in Cuba. After he left, problems. Cuba is about to fall. Their politicians are about to be extradited. Why do you think you are any special, Muhammad? You just became a politician 6 months ago. What makes you special? Presidents were arrested, extradited. Presidents. You are fucking low-life, corrupt, criminal businessman. You are no politician. What makes you special? Guyanese understand this. This man cannot escape his destiny. He cannot. If it wasn't tied up at the CCJ, if the Bahamas were not at the CCJ, they would have been out of Guyana. They had to wrap the case up. Judge Judy had to wrap the case up. This is just another tactics of the CCJ to prolong their time. But the CCJ has to come to a decision. They have to. They can't hold on for this for long. They can't. If the ICJ ruling, folks, if the ICJ said they're going to rule within a few months, imagine they could. A border issue pending for how many years? Over 100 years. Reached the ICJ. And the ICJ could say, we are going to bring a verdict within the next few months. Could be 1, 2, or 3, within the next 3 months. By July. For something as international and as important as that. And a fucking extradition case with a low-life criminal, the CCJ can't tell you when they're going to come to a decision. The ICJ can tell you in a few months, but the CCJ can't tell you when they're going to arrive at a decision for the Mohammeds. What kind of nonsense is that? You see the conspiracy? You see the corruption? This is why nobody trusts it. This is why them other countries wanted nothing to do with the CCJ. Things like these. It's clear. ICJ can say, we're going to decide on this. Much more important. But something as a stupid extradition request for a criminal, a known criminal. The CCJ is treating that as though Muhammad is a king. He's a prophet. Listen. What America is doing is not fair. It's not fair. Not because America is all-powerful, mighty. It's not fair. You see, bullyism is, I guess God has to deal with the bullyism of America, I guess so. But ladies, you would understand this. There is a guy in the neighborhood. You're single. You have nothing against this person, but your friend who has a husband is telling you, be careful with that guy. I heard this about him and that about him. And you see, you don't have a woman maybe because he's a bad person. Girl, listen to me. I want the best for you. Don't go with that guy. And then you find out the bitch was fucking the guy on the side. Telling you, don't mess around the guy. She has a husband and is secretly fucking the same guy she don't want you to mess with. That's what America is doing. They're telling Guyana, influencing Guyana's foreign policy, influencing Guyana's business policies, and adding pressure, putting Guyana in a terrible position because they have the power to do that. Hey, fuck China, don't deal with China. Even though historically China built Guyana. China has never done anything to endanger Guyana, never. Never try to overthrow a government, never try to conspire to do shit to Guyana. All China is concerned about is, hey, can we get along? You have what I want, I have what you want. Let's do business. America is pressuring Guyana to get rid of the Chinese, to have less to do with the Chinese. Chinese are bad, Chinese are this, don't do that. But yet the same America, yesterday, Donald Trump traveled, 18 hours from America to China. Trump in China. What a surprise. And when you listen to the president, Donald Trump, the way he spoke of China, you're like, you gotta be kidding me. Is this the same man who talked all the things he talked about? China this, we have to stop China. China this, oh no, whatever it is, Iran, China. Made a U-turn, sliming up to China. Is this the same man and his agents and his policies to hold other countries at ransom if they do business with China? And he himself went on a plane to China and bowed to the Chinese president, while the rest of us have to sit back and say, well, America knows best. Let's not take China's help because America needs it. Why? Why US? Why America? American government? Why are you doing this? You want to save money, you want to build your country, so does Guyana. Guyana wants to build as well. If you don't want China to become a superpower, how is that Guyana's problem? How is that Guyana's problem? China is a tremendously large economy and they consume a lot. You can never run out of money if you're doing business with China. They always need, for the next billion years, they will always need. And if you have the resources that they need, you're good. You can plan another 50 years because China is your consumer. But you're telling Guyana, pressuring the country not to do business with the Chinese, to look for other sources or to depend on you, America, while you're doing business with China. We shouldn't do business with China. The fact that Elon Musk and Tim Apple or whatever it is he calls them, these billionaires, accompanied President Donald Trump to China for business. I'm fucking depressed. Why are you doing this to us? Why are you doing this to us? Imagine if President Irfan Ali went to China with some of the business magnates in Guyana. Imagine if he did that and met with Xi and discussed, more business arrangement and stuff. Imagine if he did that. But he can't, right? He shouldn't. Because America's warning us, don't do business with China. Because if you do, we're going to turn our backs and let Venezuela come and take your country. So do as we say because we control Venezuela. Why is that fair? We want to survive the way everybody else is surviving. China has no enemies. They have no enemies because they need everybody. And quite frankly, everybody needs them. But why America? Why are you doing this to Guyana? And the world has seen how you are sliming to China while you're telling us not to do business with China. And this is not just the Trump administration. All of them, every one of them, slime to China. While they tell the rest of the world, don't do business with China. Well, the way I see it, I'd rather go down the line with China. I'd rather go down that line. And then next week, Vladimir Putin is in China too. Everybody's running to China now, but we can't go, but everybody else is going. You might as well just let China become the superpower because China has never started a war with anybody or bombed anybody or overthrew any government. They're a peaceful nation. We might as well just let them be the superpower. It might be safer to do business with whoever you want. But America, stop being a hypocrite. That's what the world is seeing you as, a hypocrite. It's not good. Now we have another pandemic coming. Ain't no fake news. Whatever these distractions are about, I guess it's to usher in whatever plan that was supposed to be ushered in from COVID and didn't happen. Now we have a new COVID coming. What do they call it? The Hana virus? Havana, some virus thing. Now they say it's spreading. Started from a ship, from a rat. Oh, these rats. These rats. Forces was what was it, a bat? No, it's a rat. That's why I said burn the ghettos down, because if the rat is spreading the virus, you need to burn down the ghettos to get rid of them rats. And if you have the king rat that is working undercover now, this is the time you need to get rid of the king rat. King as in Azruddin Muhammad, he's the king of the rats. But on a serious note, this pandemic is coming. Same way the COVID thing started. Oh, don't worry. It's just a flu, under control. Then the whole fucking world shut down. The whole world. Millions were killed. Millions were killed. Now we have this, what's the virus name? Hana virus, some shit, H something. Anyway, yeah, 40 something people are now confirmed with the virus, and it is spread human to human. Hana virus is like you touch somebody's hand, shake their hand, like you can pass it on. It's not about sneezing, it's about touch, contact. What do I see coming here? Oh, you need social distancing. Because the virus now is about touching. Spread it. Social distancing. Don't touch. Lockdowns are coming again. Oh, yeah. By any means necessary, the agenda must be fulfilled. Any means necessary. If wars can't do it, then you might as well get a pandemic to do it. If that can't do it, try war again. Wars or pandemic must achieve this objective. The whole Iran issue caused global prices to rise, citizens to attack their presidents and their leaders because gas prices up. And since everything is tied to energy, everything goes up. Blame your governments. Uprising. If that can't get the job done, we need another virus. So we have now dealing with the hand something. What's the name of the thing again? Somebody can you tell me what this virus is again? In the comment section, what's this called? Let me try. I want to get the exact name of the virus. Let me see again. The new virus. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Hantavirus. It's called a hantavirus and it's spread by rats. And as long as a human gets it, they can pass it to some other human. Hand-to virus. Hand-to. Touching. You got to wash again, disinfect again, don't hug, don't shake. And if you need to have sex, wear a condom on your hand so you won't pass the virus. When would humanity get a break? When? We are tired of this shit. We just want to live and let others live. Okay? You want to take all the oil? Fuck it. Go take it. Leave us alone. We don't need these wars and all these pandemics and all these viruses. We don't need it because we know it's not natural. It's not natural. Just live your fucking lives. You want to get your islands wherever you get your island. Get your little girls and boys. Enjoy yourself. Leave the rest of us alone. No, they can't. They can't because they don't trust the rest of us. So, my fellow citizens, all of that is hanging over our heads. What do we have? All we have is a country that we must be proud of and a government that we need to stand behind. Look at how COVID devastated your country, the pressures the government had to deal with just to be a part of a system that they know they should not be a part of. But to protect the sovereignty of the country, they had to pretend. They had to pretend like they're working with the global system. Let's just stand with our country. Call on the system to stop Azruddin Muhammad. Investigate his ties to the criminals that are devastating the regions and the government infrastructure. If it's not damaging roads, it's damaging buildings, it's spreading fake news and pushing fake AI out and all these kinds of stuff. We need to get rid of this guy. America needs him. Investigate the Mohammeds. What somebody said, let me see if I can get somebody saw me a comment here. Some Geo 46. I like the way this man is talking. What is his name and who does he represent? Well, keep following the show and you'll find out. Keep following the show. I represent the Guyanese people. I am Dr. El Prasad. Go back from the start of the show and look at all the videos. If you're now here, go back. And you should subscribe so you'll get to learn more about who this guy is. Now, before I leave, Guyana would be celebrating its independence on the 26th of May. Its independence. If there is anybody that should be celebrated, is this man, Cheddi Jagan. He is the only person that should be celebrated when it comes to Guyana's independence. And this book that I have dedicated, painfully written, nights, mornings, days, years, honors the legacy of Cheddi Jagan. Dr. Jagan was a righteous man. And right now he sits next to Mahatma Gandhi in heaven. Dr. Jagan sits in the same auditorium next to Mahatma Gandhi, the man who freed India and who freed Africa. I'm making statements that you need to research. Yes, Mahatma Gandhi, Mahatma Karan-Dash Gandhi. He is responsible for liberating Ghana, Uganda, and South Africa, and the other countries that were colonized in the African continent. Mahatma Gandhi was responsible for that. How? How? Because he set the path. He set the path, and he worked with other leaders back in the time, African leaders who wanted their own liberation, and he taught them how. He showed them the way. He supported them as to how they can free Africa from the colonialists, from the slave masters. Mahatma Gandhi. So Cheddi Jagan, Dr. Jagan, is sitting beside Mahatma Gandhi, and Dr. Jagan should be honored. Buy a copy of this book for the 26th anniversary of Guyana. Buy a copy on Amazon. It's not available in your local supermarkets. If there's anybody, Canada, United States, Guyana, wherever, and you would like to have these books in your store, in your supermarkets, in your hotels, in your tourism places, so that Guyanese can have access to these books. There are five in total. You can make contact with me, and then I'll connect you to my manager, and they can work out the details. But Cheddi Jagan deserves the recognition, every independence in Guyana. Dr. Jagan. So before you have people singing, writing songs to serenade each other, ERC, let them write a paper on Cheddi Jagan. Let them do something, write an essay, do something about independence, pre and post independence of Guyana. Fix their minds. Now I'll read something from the book of Cheddi Jagan. Yeah. I started chapter 1 yesterday, so I'll continue from where I left off, from where I stopped. Clyde Jones, this Clyde Jones guy, who the fuck, what kind of nonsense is this? Who tell me Cheddi's in heaven? I tell me that, you idiot. I tell me that. Anyway, from chapter 1. This was the soil that Chedi came from. It was not gentle soil. It did not offer comfort. It offered truth. The truth of early mornings before the sun fully rose. The truth of hands that worked before they rested. The truth of families who survived not because life was easy, but because giving up was never an option that existed within them. He was born into a world already defined, not by opportunity, by limitation. A plantation system that did not need to speak its rules because everyone understood them. Where you were born often decided what you would become. Where effort did not always equal progress. Where dignity had to be carried internally because the world outside did not always reflect it back. Still on chapter 1. Chedi, Prince Ali and the President, Chedi, righteousness. Speaking of places, I think the Freedom House in Guyana, the People's Progressive Party, Freedom House in Guyana, Barjagdio. If you don't want to have all 5 of my books in Freedom House, you should, but there are 3 books that should be at Freedom House, displayed, available for people to buy at the Freedom House. Especially this one, Prince Ali and the President, Chedi, Righteousness. Prince Ali and the President, 19 Ways to Grow Rich. Prince Ali and the President, where it all began. Freedom House, the Dr. Jagan Research Center should have a copy of these books, especially Freedom House. You should order a few hundred copies, a few thousand copies, and have it available for persons to purchase, and the proceeds go towards the charities that the party is funding, or to support the party's initiative. You should. But here what the thing is. We have so many cowards in the system that they don't want my books there because it will make them look as though they are subscribing to what I do. And since I am being labeled as a racist, somebody who hates black people and wants to send them back to Africa, the people of Freedom House would not want to have these books there because breaking news, Travis Chase, Gord Mosley, Ajudi Muhammad, look, I told you they're behind this guy. Look, they have his books in the Freedom House. So it's my bad luck, isn't it? Because I can't change my style that will help my work. So it's my bad luck. Because of that, every avenue is blocked from having my books displayed in their stores because that means they subscribe to me. What am I supposed to do? Hope for a miracle? It ain't gonna be a miracle, but I ain't gonna change my platform because of that. Now I ain't gonna do it to sell some books. I won't do it. I will continue on the same tone I'm always doing. If you support me as who I am. Not to pressure me to change my tone, or no, don't do that, because I wouldn't. Unfortunately, that's why the books are not available where you are, because nobody wants to carry it because they don't want to be labeled as my supporter. So you have to get it on Amazon, Amazon.com. Unfortunately, but the good Durgama is going to raise someone up, inspire someone to say, you know what? This man means well. Read his books before you judge him and stand behind it. Put it in your stores, put it in your supermarkets, put it in your hotels, wherever. your waiting room. Put it there because, well, I believe the gods are going to raise people up. I don't know who they are or when, but I believe the time will come when real patriotic Guyanese will step forward and say, hey, man, fuck it. They're standing behind people who sing trash. They're making pictures with people who beat each other up in the gym or in the ring. They're standing behind. Imagine the president was with, what's his name again? Vibes Cartel. Cocaine. Vibes Cartel was in prison for murder and other stuff. And just to appease some black people, President Irfan Ali entertained a fucking criminal, a convict, entertained the man. They play these people's tunes on rallies. And the party has an issue with me? With me. You don't want to support me because of what? And you're showing the world that you can support criminals that sings worse than I speak. These guys that they support, they cuss women out, they make women feel like shit. They push violence, they push crime, that's what they do. But yet the government officials are taking pictures with them, associate themselves with them, but they're hiding from me. What do I do? What are my crimes? What are my sins? Because they want votes. They don't want to piss off some black people. They are advised by black people in the government not to acknowledge me. Indian people are not advising them. Black people are advising them to avoid me. So because of that, I stand alone. Alone. Like I said, mushroom coffee keeps you calm. Somebody said here, what? Not Mahatma, it was Marcus Garvey. What the fuck did Marcus Garvey did? Marcus Garvey what? Thanks for your attention. Share this live. Subscribe to the channel. Just click the subscribe button. Let's go beyond 2, 3, 4, 500,000 subscribers on YouTube and also on Facebook. Follow me on Facebook, on TikTok. Comment. I need to hear from you in the comment section. I'll read. I'll do my best to read your comments. But in the meantime, share this live. Until next time. Goodbye.